What's up, everybody? What's up? What's going on, guys? I'm back. I'm back. Part two. Part two, man. Yeah, I could not get it to work on my PC, but now I'm on my phone. When you guys come in, tell me how I sound. Do I sound all right? But I'm back. I did invite Hebot. Hebot will be coming in, so we're gonna speak and talk about this, man. About the Ultimate Game Pass and thing IGN is saying, different things like that. But I am back, guys. Uh, Welcome to the chat when everybody comes back in. But we're going to wait for Hebot to come in, man. But as I was saying, you know, there's just no other gaming company right now that offers the best value for your buck, like what Microsoft is offering you. There just isn't. You know what I mean? And like I said, I always see this stuff popping up, all the time about, um, Ultimate Game Pass hiking their prices up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's definitely worth the price hike. It's not going to stop people from investing into Ultimate Game Pass because you get so much value in gaming for your buck with Xbox. It just is. I hope you guys can hear me well. Let me know when you guys come in if you can hear me well. On the stream here. You know what I mean? But if you're listening, brother Hebot, I did send you a link. Um, you should get it through messaging. I messaged you the link. I texted you the link. I mean, so if you on your phone, I text you the link, brother Hebot. So if you can come in, brother, and join me for a little bit, I would appreciate it. But like I said, man, it's always something. Like the new Double Dragon game is coming out. Brother Hebot sent me a video of the new Double Dragon game coming out. I hope that's going to come out. The only thing they showed was PlayStation 4. So I hope it comes out. For Xbox also. I didn't see Xbox on there, but I hope it comes out for Xbox too because we like to enjoy those games also. You know what I mean? So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's going to go on. With that. You know. But I just wanted to come on here and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. Wanted to talk a little bit about them always trying to destroy, what anything that Microsoft does in their gaming division. It always seems like they have to talk bad about it or down it. They never really talk too much about PlayStation because PlayStation, uh, as a gamer right now, I would be really upset with them right now. You know what I mean? You're not getting anything over there. You're not getting nothing whatsoever over there. Right now, like our brother gaming since 1980 said, you're not getting nothing for 9 months. You're getting stuff in Game Pass every other week. They just dropped a couple more games in there. Now it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but they did drop, more games in there. It doesn't matter. Everybody's not going to like every game that goes in there, but there is somebody out there that's going to like the games that drop in there, whether you like them or not. The point is that you're getting the games for free and enjoying the benefits of Ultimate Game Pass. It can be an indie game. So what? Try an indie game. Indie games are great. I play indie games all the time. I play blockbuster games like Gears of War. Gears of War is my favorite all-time shooter. You know, I play Halo. I play Forza. I play Fable. I play all the great games. I played Sea of Thieves. I own Sea of Thieves physically. I own all those games physically. But I also like, um, playing, indie games. Indie games. There's some great games that come out on the indie scene, man. And people should pay more attention to the games that they have to offer. You know what I mean? Look, with play to free days. I mean, does PlayStation have play to free days on it? Like you could play, games that are coming out like for Friday, or you could probably even download them today that are coming out and play to free days. Like you could play MLB The Show right now, 2024 SNX version or the regular version. All right. You can play the new. I think it's the new FIFA 24. You can play. Actually, you can play the Crew, the Motor Fest or Fest or something like that. You can also play the A. I think it's AEW wrestling game right now. Free to play days. Do you have that on PlayStation where you can download and play those games for free right now? You don't. You have it where you can play it free on Xbox, which is awesome. And right now, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to actually download because I've been wanting to try this crew game here. I've been wanting to try it, and I can play it right now for free. I can play it right now for free. You know what I mean? So I mean, like I said, it's better playing it on, taking advantage of what Microsoft and Xbox, has to offer. It just is. It's the best, way to play play your games, man. I think it's pretty awesome. You know what I mean? It even gives you where you don't have to play with SNX. You could just play it with you know, the regular version if you don't have the Xbox Series S or X. So you can either download which one is like 100, like whatever. One's like 34 gigs. The other one is 49 gigs. So the base game is that, and then you got the other one which is SNX enhanced. So it doesn't matter to me. So if I want to play it on my One X right now, I can just go ahead on and download the one that's 34 gigs. So I'm going to do that because I'm going to play it on my One X. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to check it out. So this is what I'm saying, guys. You don't have these kind of offers for you on the game systems. You just don't. And hoping Brother Hebot can come and join me. Brother Hebot, if you hear me, man, I sent you a link. Come and join me, bro. I know you're out there grinding. But if you can come in for just a little bit, man, because I'm not going to be on here too much longer, bro. I got stuff I gotta do. I know you're doing stuff, but I got stuff I gotta do also. But if you could just come in, man, and chop up game with me for a little bit, that'd be good. But I just wanted everybody out there. Shouts out to the chat. Shouts out to the chat for coming and joining me. I appreciate that. You know. But it's just always a tobacco, guys. It's always something with Xbox. They always got a problem with anything they do. Even if the price goes up a little bit, they got to make a big fiasco out of it. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame that they do stuff like that. You know, it drives me crazy that they do stuff like that. It's ridiculous the stuff that they do. That's all they do. And I get, you get tired of it after a while. You know, and it doesn't matter what the IGN says at the end of the day, guys. It doesn't matter. It's not going to stop people from playing and investing into Ultimate Game Pass. You know what I mean? It's not. Some people might be weak. You might have the casuals that might have it. And they might be like, oh man, I don't know if I want this now because maybe there might not be no exclusives in there or anything like that. But uh, you can't always listen to social media. Social media likes to try to destroy and beat down and break down anything that Microsoft does as a gaming company. Since the first OG Xbox, they never liked it. Microsoft entering the gaming world, because at the time Sony PlayStation was dominating. They destroyed Sega. They killed off the Sega Saturn. They killed off the Sega Dreamcast because they were greedy. They did it with the PlayStation 1 because they wanted everybody to just be on PlayStation. And at the time, I didn't like the PlayStation. I couldn't stand it. The controllers are garbage. They felt like garbage. You know what I mean? I didn't like where the joysticks were on it. I just didn't like the system. Their fighting games were terrible. To me, Tekken was a horrible game because it fought like they were stiff and blocky, and it didn't have no fluidity towards their movements and the mechanics of their fighting skills. They just didn't. Meanwhile, you had games like Dead or Alive that were on Sega Saturn that flowed more better. Dead or Alive 1 or Virtual Fighter 2, which was actually the best, in my opinion, the best virtual fighting game out there was Virtual Fighter 2 back in the day. It looked beautiful. It was fast. You know what I mean? The kicks, the punches, everything in the game was really fast, and it was a very enjoyable and addicting game. Virtual Fighter 2 will always go down as one of the best ever virtual games, fighting games ever made. You know what I mean? It's a phenomenal game, you know? And but you know what, guys? I don't know if Hebot can make it, but I was trying to, I wanted to finish up and just say, that this is just always an ongoing thing, guys. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Xbox, they can't get a win at all. You know what I mean? Anything that comes out about them pops up on my phone. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be something so small, and they want to make it into like a big, huge thing. Anything that Phil Spencer says, anything that Sarah Bond says, anything that anybody else from the camp says, Matt Booty, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Because the real problem is, and they know this, is that they're jealous and mad because PlayStation does not offer them what we have on Xbox. That's the real truth. They'll never admit that, but that is the truth because they don't. Here's the reason why it's the truth, because they don't buy games. They would rather play games for free. Everything they would like to play for free. They don't really invest in anything. They don't even invest in their first party games. You know what they invest in? NBA 2K, Madden, Fortnite. It's a free game, but they play a lot of Fortnite and they buy cosmetics in it. They don't even support the God of Wars and Spider-Mans and The Last of Us and things like that. They don't. They don't. And Call of Duty. They invest in Call of Duty. These are all third-party games. They don't even invest in their own ecosystem, and that's a freaking shame that they don't do that. They do not invest like that. It was proven. I can't remember the game I think Zinc was talking about that came out that didn't sell well, or was it Unlimited? It only sold so many amount of copies because it's showing the criteria of their ecosystem that they do not invest in their games. They do not invest in their in-home games like we do on the Xbox side. We invest heavily in the Gears, Forza, Halo. We invest in Fable, Sea of Thieves, different games like that. Hi-Fi Rush at the time. Different games like that we invested in. Cuphead. All kind of games that started on Xbox we invested in and bought and supported. You know what I mean? Ori and the Blind Forest. We had supported that. We support our games that came in Xbox day and date that some people believe should have stayed exclusive, which I'm on that also. We highly invested into that. You know? You can say what you want to say, dude, about Microsoft. You seen the breaking news today about Microsoft stopped pushing consoles on, I guess, Europe. Well, whatever. You know what I mean? You're just, to me, you're just a troll, man, because, people like you that don't really play games, you know what I mean? You want to come in my comment section and just talk toxicity and spew rhetoric all the time. You know what I mean? You just want to do that all the time, you know? And, you know what? You can say what you want to say, but we're still winning. We're beating out PlayStation. We're beating out Nintendo with Ultimate Game Pass. See, you can come in here and say that they're stopped pushing consoles, but you can't say anything about Ultimate Game Pass. Ultimate Game Pass offers you more value for your buck than anything that Sony or Nintendo can, and I believe you know that. You know what I mean? So you can come on here and say that all you want. You're not going to convince me that Xbox is bad or anything like that, because it's not. You always come in here and you always do that. You come in Unlimited's chat, you come in my chat. I don't know if you go into 100's chat, with the XWO, or you come in the Xbox Warriors podcast with me, or you either go to the Unlimited Truth, or even our brother Sega Forever with the Wrecking Crew. But that's fine. That's your opinion. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just letting you know right now. I don't care if they're stopping the consoles there. I don't live in Europe. I live in the US. So why are you coming over here telling me that they're stopping the consoles over there? I don't care what they do over there. I live in the US. I don't live in Europe. I don't care if they stop pushing the consoles. I don't care. Console sales, and at the end of the day, my man, doesn't mean anything. It's software. How many times do I have to teach that to you and preach that to people out here? Even if you're not trolling, okay? If you're not trolling, let me give you down to a little bit of gaming lessons here, gaming Mac lessons here. All right, let me kick you up to some game, my man. It doesn't matter how many consoles you sell. It's about the software. It's not about the consoles. It's about the software, because the software is what makes the money to bring more games to the gaming console, to the PC, to your TV, to your phone, to your laptop. It's all about gaming. Okay? It's all about gaming. Okay? I don't care about a domino effect, dude. I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't care about no kind of domino effect. You know what the domino effect right now is with PlayStation? The domino effect is that you're not going to have no games for 9 months. That's a big domino effect on PlayStation. Since you're in here talking about Xbox, let's talk about PlayStation. What does PlayStation have anything to offer you right now? I'll wait. I'll even play a little song for you. Boom, boom. What do they have to offer? What does PlayStation have to offer, dude? I would just like to know that. It's the domino effect over there on your PlayStation that you don't have no games for 9 months. It's a domino effect over on a PlayStation because you have to pay full price for games that we get on Game Pass that we don't have to pay full price for. I'm waiting, my man. I'm waiting. If you don't give me an answer in about a minute, I'm gonna block you. You got a minute, because you're coming in here telling me that they're not pushing the consoles in Europe anymore. I don't live in Europe. I live in the United States. We're doing good over here when it comes to gaming. Maybe some of the guys over in Europe might be upset about them not pushing the consoles. I don't know. You could be spreading rhetoric. You could be listening to people that are not telling the truth. Do you have facts on that? Do you have true facts on that, brother? Because you read something on Twitter? Is that a true fact that they're not pushing consoles over there? Because I really don't care. I'm highly invested. I'm in the USA, man. What was the question? Okay, let me repeat it for you. What does PlayStation have for you right now that you can play on there right now that's new? What do they have to offer? You're not getting games for 9 months. So what do they have to offer that's brand new that you can play on there right at this very moment, right now? What do you have? I would like to know. In-house. In-house. Don't bring up games that are on the Xbox that are on the PlayStation. I'm talking about something brand new from PlayStation that's from PlayStation right now. What do you have? I can name one for you. We have. It's called Hellblade 2. That's one. I mean, what do you have right now? Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade. Oh, okay. Stellar Blade. I heard that the sales of Stellar Blade was really not that great. Is that true? Since you want to talk about them not pushing the consoles in Europe, I heard that the Stellar Blade, the what they sold over there did very bad. It did really bad. I mean, yes, it is something for you to play, but do you have anything else besides Stellar Blade? I mean, can you name some stuff? Because I can name a lot more that I have to play on the Xbox than you do to play on the PlayStation. You said Stellar Blade, right? Okay, that's one. That's one game. Are you playing that right now? Are you playing Stellar Blade? Did you buy it? Did you buy Stellar Blade? Did you support the developer? Did you buy the game? And are you playing it? I would like to know that, my good sir. Are you playing that right now? What are you playing right now? I can name a few games right now that's coming, which is coming to Xbox Ultimate Game Pass. We have Call of Duty Black Ops 6 that's coming. We also have a game that just dropped in there right now in Ultimate Game Pass, which is I think it's called Neo White. Uh, oh, if you like sports cricket, 2024 All Star Brawls 2. What else do we have? What else do we have that dropped in Ultimate Game Pass? Let's see. You could play a game called Dig 2. You could play Salvage Journey to the Salvage Planet. You can play the game the Callisto Protocol. You can play Octopath Traveler 2. You can play Hellblade 2. You can play Immortal. Shall I go on? Let me go on. You can play Brothers. You can also play Humanity. You can also play Wakes of the Deep, which I just beat last week. Let's see what else. Do I need to go on and on and on and on and on and on about the games we got that's in Ultimate Game Pass right now? That just dropped this week. I think there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 games that dropped in Game Pass last week and this week. How many games have dropped that's brand new in PlayStation Asparagus that you can play right now for free? For free. Because these games, since I'm highly invested in Ultimate Game Pass, I can play these for free. What are your games? You just named Stellar Blade and that's it. See, you're not even answering my questions right now because you can't, because you are trolling. You have to pay full price for your games. And I'm being nice. I'm not being mean or cussing or being belligerent to you. I'm just giving you the facts. You have nothing new to offer that would make me want to invest in the PlayStation 5. You have nothing. The only thing that you guys play over there, that shows, is you play NBA 2K. That's not your game. You play Call of Duty. That's definitely not your game. You play Fortnite, which everybody can play. Call of Duty. What do you have over there? No, not free. I buy games like 3 to 4 physical, then proceed to play them. What are they? Tell me what they are. Let's just get this out of the way. And let's just be honest. Are you a PlayStation dude? Tell me in the chat. Are you a PlayStation dude? I mean, it doesn't matter. Are you a PlayStation dude? Are you a PC dude? Are you a Nintendo dude? What do you play? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Cool. 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 But I just want to know something. I just want to know something, man. Oh, all of the above. All the above. What do you mean all the above? Name some games, man. What do you own a PlayStation 5? Do you own an Xbox Series X? Do you own a Nintendo Switch? What all own, brother? Got my brother Hebot that's going to come in here. We got brother Hebot that's going to be coming in and joining us right now. Let's get brother Hebot in here. Oh, there's my brother Hebot. Brother Hebot is in the building. What's up, man? Can you hear me? Brother Hebot has his mic muted, but I know he's here. Okay. Hey, man, that's cool. He came in here and said, I just bought Stellar Blade. I just got God of War, Ragnarok, and Forbidden West. All right. Hey, man. Hey, that's what's up. If you play those games, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you as a gamer. We got a dude that came in here that says he bought these games and he supports a PlayStation. That's cool. Can you there, brother Ebot?
I'm in my kitchen.
What's up, brother? What's up?
What's going on,
What's
brother?
up, man? Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah, you got people are saying yes, Stellar Blade is fire, and he supports Stellar Blade. That's cool. Hey, that's what's up, man.
That what
That's what's
happened?
up. Well, I got a couple dudes in here. I got the one dude in here telling me that the consoles they're not selling, or they're going to stop selling the consoles in the UK. It says Microsoft is pushing. It's about as Microsoft has stopped pushing the consoles in Europe.
I mean, if Europe doesn't buy them, why would they continue to support them? Well, there's no point. That's the
Right.
European fault. That's the European market's fault. That's not
Yes.
Microsoft's fault. They're
Yeah, it
not
don't
going
have
to keep
nothing to do with.
wasting money importing consoles over there, and they're not buying them because they're too busy sucking PlayStation dick. That's the
Right.
problem. The
Right.
European market does nothing but suck Sony cock when Sony does nothing for them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. How those movies that they stole from you on those games? How y'all feel? Didn't y'all have to do a lawsuit that cost them $10 billion or $8 billion? As far as I know, is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Listen, I don't want to hear no riffraff bullshit. Okay, y'all like getting fucked up the ass. Whoever complains about anything that's going on, it's that simple. Nobody gonna sit there and tell me that Game Pass going up $3 a month is fucking bad when you're getting a plethora of new games day and date from indies, from triple A's, double A's, all year round now, every month, every week almost, on demand with no misses, right? For all types of genres, all types of generations, right? And versus getting one fucking game for $75 with tax on a fucking PlayStation
Uh-huh.
or Nintendo. Then after you beat it, you got nothing else you can do. Even
Right.
if you buy 12 games at $70 for the year, you're still not getting the value that you get with Game Pass. Okay, so you own the games. All right, I'll give you that. But you're only on, you know how long it's going to take you to own the amount of games that you get to play it year in, year out on a Game Pass versus what you're going to own in reality or in real life?
Yeah.
Most people just buy a few amount of games that they like only. You're only gonna buy what you like. You're not gonna buy every fucking game anyway.
Right.
Especially if it's games that you never really played, games that you don't know if it's guaranteed that you're going to like. So Game Pass gives you the freedom. If you play the game, if you like it, you can still buy it, even at a
Right.
discount. Day and date, the very first day you have a discount for the game. You get like $10, $15 off from the regular price of what the game is. So I don't see what the issue is. I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. It's just that, they're bored. There's no news. Things are slow. So let's go back on trying to hate on Xbox because it's what makes people money. That's why everybody got
Yeah.
Xbox in their mouth every time. Take it, day out, day in, day out. Give me a
Yep.
second, but I'll be right back.
All right. All right. Yo, so what's up, Dave? Dave Cohen, what's up, brother? What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on, man? Dude, you're wrong about that. It's not true. It's not Xbox. He says that's because Microsoft's main platform is PC, not Xbox. That's false. That's not true. That's definitely not true, bro. It's not PC. It's both. It's not their main thing is not PC, bro. Because if it really was their main thing, they would totally just forget about and not care about Xbox players or anything like that, bro. I definitely don't believe that, man. You know what I mean? Because you know what? If that's true, why does PlayStation need PC now? Because they're hurting. They're putting their games over there. They're putting their games on PC. They can't just keep their day and date games on their platform now, can they? They're going to start putting their games, which they already have, on PC. PC is getting PlayStation games, dude, because they're hurting for money. Microsoft is not hurting for money. PlayStation is. All right? PlayStation is. I don't have nothing against true PlayStation dudes. I don't. Let me just say that right now. I don't have. If you're a true PlayStation dude and you like PlayStation, that's cool. I have respect for you. All right, but at the same time, you don't have to like it, but you're gonna respect it. I'm an Xbox dude. You know what I mean? I'm an Xbox dude. So if you're a PlayStation dude, that's cool. Hey, Like this dude here says, we are Venom. Hey, if he plays his games, buys his games like he says he does, that's cool. I give him props on that. You know what I mean? That's cool. He likes the PlayStation ecosystem. I'm not going to down him because he likes PlayStation. I'm not going to down him because he likes PlayStation. But don't come in here talking toxic bullcrap about Xbox, and Xbox needs to do this and Xbox needs to do that. Xbox does not need to, like, you made a comment about Perfect Dark needs to take some lessons from Stellar Blade. Dude, you haven't even seen you haven't even played Perfect Dark yet. You haven't even played Perfect Dark yet. You might have seen the show we had and seen Perfect Dark, but bro, you haven't even experienced Perfect Dark yet. So you can't actually come out here on my show and say that it needs to take from Stellar Blade. You don't even know. If you play the game, then you can say that, but you can't just say that. You never even played the game yet. Let me get Hebot back in here. I think I froze. Let me see. Let me get Hebot back in here. I froze for a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second here. All right, I got you, Hebot. Hold on, bro. I got you, Hebot. Hold on, bro. There he is. What's up, Hebot?
What happened?
Hey, Hebot, man. I mean, you got my man in here saying that Microsoft says that because Microsoft's main platform is PC, not Xbox. That's not true.
Absolutely not. PC don't make the money for them the way Xbox does. Absolutely not. That's a lie. Absolutely not. Maybe for the Windows.
Yeah,
when it comes to Windows, yeah.
Yeah, and then he says Perfect Dark needs to take notes on Stellar Blade's outfits. I mean, what's that have to do with anything? You haven't even played Perfect Dark yet, bro.
He's probably talking about the outfits that Stellar Blade wears. They like futuristic looking, but again, we don't have no idea what type of outfit she's gonna have yet, so we don't know because they didn't show her in her form or any of the cutscenes what she looks like, what she wears. But in Perfect Dark, it's first. Perfect Dark is first person, so
I wasn't talking about
unless it's in a cutscene, you ain't gonna really. Unless she's in a cutscene, you're not gonna be able to appreciate what the outfit looks like anyway. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
If they put cool futuristic outfits, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. And Stellar Blade, again, you people mention games on PlayStation like if they belong to PlayStation. Stellar Blade is on PlayStation exclusively because they bought an exclusivity. They don't own the developer. They didn't pay for the development of the game. They paid for the exclusivity because the guy is Korean and he was building the game for a long while. It was going to be a multi-plat. And still, you can't count it out that it won't be at some point a multi-plat because it only sold 1 million units between PS5 and PS4. It did
That's what I'm saying.
It didn't do no numbers, right? It didn't do no numbers because the game is $75. So you figure they get only 35%. It only sold, let's say, at $70 and sold 1 million copies. It only sold $70 million. That's all it made, 70 million. Then you gotta divide 70 million by 3 people, by 3 entities. The distributor, which would be Sony, the actual developer, and the third party where they sell the game, physically. Any stores that they sell it at, you know what I mean? Like Walmart's, Targets, Best Buys, things of that nature. So the game barely made any money, and the developer himself, he wants to put it on PC like right away to capitalize and make more money. I guess I'm assuming, and Sony has him under a contractual contract and obligation where he can't put it there. They don't want to let him put it there. They want him to keep it only on PlayStation for a while and then put it on PC. And so now he's upset about it. But I'm like, hey, listen, you get what you deserve. You made the decision. You took the decision and made the decision to make the game exclusive to Sony. That was your stupidity. Anybody that deals with them, that's their stupidity. Just like Square Enix losing money over all the Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
So
that's
if they're
true.
losing money, if they're losing money over exclusivities, right? The only people you can blame is themselves. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
For making those types of decisions. See, when Microsoft makes deals with companies, they take the full bill. They take the marketing bill, the publishing bill, the development bill. They pay for development, publishing, marketing, everything. That's how it's always been. And that's the difference. And then people are like, oh, what the hell are you talking about? That is why they do what they do. That is why they make the money that they make. They're the ones that take up the entire bill. It's not like Sony. Sony just pays for the exclusivity like they did with Last Ronin, like they did now with Stellar Blade, and like they did with Wukong to have a time exclusivity to play it on their shit. And then people swear up and down that it's their game. They did it with Hellblade 1. Then as soon as they bought Hellblade, Ninja Theory got bought by Xbox, which, by the way, they started on Xbox with Kung Fu Chaos. It was Microsoft who gave them their opportunity, and they said it clear as day, and that's why they wanted to go with them, because they gave them the opportunity. They opened the doors for them, right?
Right.
And they wanted to be loyal to them because they gave them the opportunity. They believed in them when nobody did, when they were a small independent company, right? And so they decided to go with Microsoft. And then everybody's talking all that shit. Oh, look, oh my God, they're taking Sony's exclusive. No, wasn't a Sony exclusive. Never was. It was a time exclusive deal that they paid for. Everything Sony does is a paid exclusivity because their first party outing right now is very bare bones. They don't have any games on the works with only the exception of the fucking Wolverine game, which is Insomniac. The only people that are doing multiple games is Insomniac as of right now. Because the game that supposedly Naughty Dog's working on, they just said they're working on something, but they haven't even shown anything. A concept art, what it looks like, what the game's going to be about, nothing. They haven't, because Neil Druckmann is too busy doing fucking TV shows for fucking HBO Max because he thinks he's a fucking movie director now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why. He's too busy doing that shit. You know? The same way nobody's talking about how the lead writer of the lead narrative writer of Insomniac Games, she left, or they left, whoever it was. They left. That just happened 2 days ago and nobody was talking about it. But they want to bring up the European, Microsoft. The only people I feel sorry for are like our brothers, Microbox of X, Bernie Mac. You know what I mean? Because they are actual European gamers that love and appreciate Xbox. They're going to have to import now everything since they're not going to be on the scene. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're the only ones I feel sorry for, the real Xbox fans. But the majority over there, they don't care. They keep sucking Sony dick, like I said. They swear up and down by the Bible of video games that Sony's the greatest when they are not. They fucking suck. Sony don't do nothing for nobody, for the gaming industry, for gamers, for the industry, for nobody. They fucking suck. Hands down. They don't do shit. No shit that all they do is copy somebody else's idea, even with the games, and then paste them with their own, let's say, theme or with their own, worlds, and then people want to give them the credit when other people did it first. Look at Horizon. Horizon's idea came from Ninja Theory's Enslaved.
Yeah.
And they even said it in their fucking featurette. We wanted to try to do this game years ago, but Ninja Theory did it first. We didn't want to feel like we were copying. No, you still did it anyway. You just did it years later. It's still not your idea. It was someone else's. So, and then what did people do? Try to give all the credit in the world to their game, Horizon. Oh my God, it's incredible. Oh my God, boring fucking shit. Then they come and fuck up part 2 with that woke bullshit, made Aloy into a fucking dyke. Like, what the fuck does that matter? Why is that important to make the character gay? Who gives a fuck? Don't do that. Like, the fucking stupid shit. Dumbass shit. But when Enslaved came out, nobody really bought it. Nobody supported it. And it was one of the top 20 best games of that generation on 360 and on PlayStation 3 because it came out for both. It was a multi-plat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they didn't embrace Heavenly Sword, which was also done by Ninja Theory. Heavenly Sword was a dope game, and it came out launch game for PS3. Dope game. It was short, but it was still good. It was
Right.
still had creative ideas. It still had a great narrative. You know what I'm saying? At the time, revolutionary mocapping in games. Right? And what happened? They didn't buy it. They didn't support it. So that's on ya. They want to try to act like somebody else. Oh no, it's a Sony game. Stellar Blade is not a Sony game, so it doesn't matter whether you bring it up or not. It doesn't matter. It's exclusive because they bought the exclusivity. It's not because they had anything to do with the creative process, with the production process, with the funding process to pay for the game to be made. None of that shit. They didn't pay for none of that. They only paid to market it and publish it here in the States, which is marketing or part of marketing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
What do you
Like I
say? He
said,
said. What do you say? He says. So why is Marvel versus Capcom collection skipping Xbox?
so more than likely Capcom did a deal too. Because if you see, when IGN asked Capcom about why it wasn't coming, because the narrative was, oh, it don't support MT framework. Of course it does. That's bullshit. Because if it didn't support MT framework, then the PS4 version wouldn't work on PS5. MT framework works because we have all the collections still, like the Darksiders collection, the Street Fighter collection, the Beat 'em Up collection, the arcade cabinets, the arcade volume arcades. All those are Capcom games that run MT framework, and when you put it on the Series X, it works just as fine as it did on the Xbox One. Just because they stopped support until 2022 for the Xbox, with certain, with the engine, doesn't mean that those games won't run. Of course they run. They'll work perfectly fine because the consoles are forward compatible. All consoles this generation are forward compatible. So anything you play from Xbox One generation to now, you can get it to work, and it works perfectly fine online or offline, and you get all the online features with no issues. IGN asked them, oh, so why are you not bringing it? They plead the fifth. They didn't answer. They just walked away and didn't answer. They said nothing. That tells me there's a deal there somewhere where they wanted to do it, probably time exclusive for just Nintendo and PlayStation, and to keep it off Xbox because they know it was a big collection of games from the arcade that people have been yearning for years, since the back in the day in the Saturn and PlayStation 1 era. And they knew that. So again, to make it seem like, yeah, Xbox sucks, or they don't want to support it, they go do stupid shit behind the back and close doors and then act like, oh no, we don't know nothing. We have nothing to do with that. Please.
Right.
Bunch of bullshit liars in this industry. Developers are just as bad, especially if they're Japanese. Japanese developers are the worst. They support each other. They act like Xbox, because it's an American company, it's some kind of like cooties, or they got some kind of AIDS, or they're anti-consumer when they clearly are not. Because it's the Japanese games that they look like fucking 360 games, or even games that were on the Genesis or on the Super Nintendo or on the GameCube, and they still want to charge you $60 and $70 for games that look outdated and archaic as fuck. It's not the Americans or the British, it's them. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, like I said, they want to point the fingers in the direction that it's not supposed to be pointed at. How are you going to point the fingers at Microsoft if they make a decision of having to do this because the European market does not support them? They just support fucking Sony. I think the European market base over there, they have it's like 15%. That's it. Or some shit like that, maybe 10.
Oh. What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened to Hellblade sales? What are you talking about, dude?
What happened with Hellblade? No, nobody talking about no Hellblade sales.
Hellblade 2 numbers. He said, why Hellblade 2 numbers 37? I don't know. Was he saying 37? What?
What do you mean 37? Nobody's telling nothing about no Hellblade numbers. Hellblade 2 is perfectly fine. What are you talking about? They're talking about people that beat the game because they haven't beat it. Because on Xbox, there's a lot of games on Game Pass. People have a lot of options. So, of course, They're not just going to stick with one game. They go back to it, play it again, go back to it, play it again, and then they beat it at their own leisure. That's the beauty of Game Pass. If you're talking about the 37% of people only beat it or some shit like that, that's because, again, you have so many games, you can't, most people are not just going to stay on one game. That's just the way it is on Xbox. But that don't mean they're not playing it. That don't mean they're not going to, they haven't bought it, they won't, it won't do well, because that's not how it works. That is not how it works. That's a Microsoft-owned studio and IP, and they put out the numbers and the money out for that. It was them. Just like they did with Hi-Fi Rush, just like they did with Sea of Thieves, and they were trying to help them get more numbers with Pentiment, Grounded, and Hi-Fi Rush, and neither one of those games did well. And then supposedly Sea of Thieves is okay, but still those numbers were not discussed. If 10,000 people played it based off the PlayStation market or the PlayStation, engagement, that's nothing. 10,000 gamers change shit. On Xbox and PCs have over 40 million players.
Right.
Those are big numbers. So again, wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really the real discussion here. So I don't know what you mean by 37, but if you're talking about because only 37% beat the game, that's a simple question. That's a simple answer. Because most people on Game Pass or Xbox players that have Game Pass have so many games, they just don't dedicate their time to one game. You on PlayStation, y'all can do that because y'all barely have any games. You only have 2 games in the last 3 months, Stellar Blade and fucking Last Ronin. So yeah, you can play just those 2 games and beat it because y'all don't have other games. Y'all don't get games like that every week. Shit, we just got the fucking the one with the tanker that you were playing. Still the Wake.
Yeah, I beat that. I just beat that.
Yeah, Still Wake Waters. We had gotten fucking Dark Tides 2. We had gotten fucking Harold Halibut. Then we got Hellblade 2. Now we getting the Path of Goddess. Then we also getting Flintlock. Dude, we getting all those games day one on Game Pass. We can go play a bunch of games. You buy one game like Stellar Blade, that's all you got to play. You got nothing else to play because you're forced to pay $70 for one game and you can only play one game. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's done. He's going to me at least 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, that's why those numbers are probably the way they are as far as who beat it. Hellblade 1 is the same way. They didn't say the numbers of how many people beat it. It's sold, yeah. But just because the game sold doesn't mean people beat the game. A lot of people don't beat their game because they have a library of games, a back catalog.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's let my brother Hebot answer this since you want to say that. Okay, he says, how are we Venom says, how do you feel about PC players paying $12.99 for Game Pass and console gamers paying $20?
How do I feel? It's irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant to me because I don't have to pay I don't have to pay $2,500 for a good rig to run games at a good quality. Right. I only paid $300 for my Series X, and I only paid $180 for my Series S with my trade up. And I'm still playing games at 4K with HDR, Dolby Vision, with Dolby Atmos surround, with ray tracing, with 120 frames with VRR or at 60. Those dudes on PC don't have that option. They can't trade in shit. It's got to come out of their pocket. No matter what, they got to pay the full price. We don't have to do that. The same way we can go right now and buy an Xbox with all access, with no interest for 2 years, pay $37 a month or $24 a month if you get an S, with Game Pass and online, both, because it's Game Pass Ultimate, and not pay 1 cent extra. No interest, just $37 a month. A PC player can't do that. The same way on Xbox, we can play all games on dedicated servers for free. If the developer uses the servers, it's free. It's not like PC. If you're playing an EA game like Battlefield and you want to use dedicated servers instead of peer-to-peer, you got to pay for those servers for a certain amount of time when you play them. I believe only certain games that are free to play give you the dedicated service for free on PC. Only certain games, but most games, like a Call of Duty or something that's bigger, you got to pay separately to EA for them to provide you with their dedicated service. If not, you got to play peer-to-peer. On console, on the Xbox console, all that stuff is included for free. A video capture card, 4K, free. We don't got to buy that. That's what you guys got to understand. You got to stop getting into the feelings of, but PC players are getting these special privileges. No, they're not. They're only paying separate because they pay way more money to play at a higher quality or at a good quality with these new games than console gamers. But the expense and the cost that comes with it is much greater. Like, we get 4K players on each of our consoles. They got to pay for that shit separately. You see what I'm saying? If they want to get a card that actually has Dolby Atmos surround, they got to pay separate for that card. We do not. It's in the box. If they want to get Dolby Vision surround or an HDR, they have to have a card that supports it and pay separately. We do not. Console gamers have the best of everything for the cheapest price. It don't matter. Okay, so they could play 140 frames, but we could only play at 60. Who gives a fuck? The game still plays great. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
We're playing way less, have way more actual features and conveniences than PC. So it does not matter. Yeah, they could mod. Okay, that's cool, but it comes at a big cost. And even on consoles, we're able to do certain mods with certain games. It may not be all games, but we do some. So again, we still get certain benefits that they get, and we don't have to pay $2,500 for a rig or $3,500 for a rig. We don't have to pay that.
Yep.
I told you guys long ago, the real slogan should be, we don't need a PC to play games. I said this long ago. We don't. We don't need PC to play quality games. We just don't. You know, of course, you're not going to hear it from other people because other people try to act like they don't. And look, I think I see 108 Dragons on the comment. He could tell you. He got a PC. He'll vouch for me. He could tell you I'm right. You don't got to pay none of that shit.
Shit,
a console is free. It's included. When we get a game that has ray tracing at it, it's free. We don't have to pay for a separate card that supports it. It just is what it is. My son just got a rig, and I was making fun of him because he couldn't even play certain games, and he paid $2,600 for his rig just recently.
Wow.
Right? Because he keep listening to his stupid friends that play on PC that swear up and down that it's better because you could do certain things. I said, yeah, you could do little things here and there, but it comes at a big price tag. If you just want to play games, it don't matter. The best thing about PC is how you can edit videos and produce videos to do videos on your channel if you're a YouTuber or something like that, or a Twitch streamer. That's it. Those are the real benefits you get, because you could do it on a console, but it's much more limited. But when it comes to playing actual games and what you're getting for the price you're paying, you cannot compete with consoles. You can never compete with consoles. That's why I say when people think that consoles are not going to exist, that they're going away, no, they're not. Because most people not only like the ease of accessibility of a console, but the price point, what you can do versus what you can do with a PC at a higher price point. All that comes into play. All that plays a factor. All that is a big quotation mark difference. You see what I'm saying? It's quote unquote. It's not, oh, PC for life. No, because we buy games on Xbox and we can get the PC version for free also. When they buy a PC version, they just get the PC version. They don't get the Xbox version for the concept. You see how it works? That's why they pay less. You see? That's why they pay less. Plus, they don't get, like we get, early access, like they did with Starfield, that we were able to buy it earlier. And it has 6 million players even before the game came out on launch. They don't get that through Game Pass. We do. The console players. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So again, it is what it is, like I said. But that's why. So for me, I feel indifferent is what I'm saying. It doesn't make me no problem, because 19 versus $12.99 is a $7 difference. For me, that doesn't make or break, because again, I didn't pay $2,500 for my rig. I paid $300 for my Series X, and that was day one. It wasn't now with a sale, Black Friday. No, that was day one. I traded in my Xbox One X, and I got $200 for that bad boy, and I paid $326 with tax for my Series X since the very first day that it launched. So I didn't feel nothing in my pocket to play games at high quality. Shit, I'm playing my whole blade and my OLED, and it's glorious.
Right, bro.
Glorious.
Pops on that OLED.
It's okay. So it's only 30 frames, fine, no problem. I'm still playing in 4K, still has HDR, still looks fantastic, still has Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos?
Surround. Huh?
Yep, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision.
It still has all those great. I'm missing just a couple of frames. Okay, I'm pretty sure they'll give us an option to mess with the tiles, that we could play it on 60 at maybe 1440p. That's fine. When they give it, then I'll play it again in 60. It'll give me another reason to play the game again. That's all that's going to do. It's not going to get me mad. It's going to make me enjoy the game even more, because then I can go back, play it again at 1440, and I'm still going to enjoy it. I get to enjoy it in 30, 4K. I get to enjoy it in 60, 1440. It's not going to make me no difference, like I said. It's probably that most people get it within their feelings, and they don't want to think logically how these decisions make sense long term. Because long term, having the price point go up is just going to give us and give Microsoft a better opportunity and ability to continue to make bigger games, bigger deals with third party and independent party, and even in between AA party developers, to continue to bring good games on Game Pass every month. Even if it's one or two big games every month, it's going to continue for them to give them the ability to do that. Because right now, where they stand at $18 a month, right, for the core, it was $17 a month or some shit, right? They were making, with the 34 million people or 35 million people or 34, whatever, active users on Game Pass, they're making $7,334,000,000 a year just for Game Pass. Okay, so this is just going to raise that even more, even just with a couple of dollars extra per user, because with one Game Pass you can share it with at least two people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and somebody else, right? So you're really getting the subscription for two people with one subscription, right? And you're still getting all the perks, all the benefits, and all the new games that drop day and day with everything else they give you, right?
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's like, and also like on a console, we're able to access all these other things, like having a movie store where we can rent day and day and watch movies on there and buy them and rent them. You really can't do that on a PC unless you go and watch it online for free. And you're going to watch it at a shitty quality because it's streaming. It's not native, right? Just like if you play through cloud, it's not native. Just like if you play through a Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, it's not native. You're not going to have the same quality, the same, what you call that latency, accuracy. You're not going to have none of that, video quality, or even delays when you're playing. None of that shit. You're not going to have that when you play it on a Fire Stick. You're not going to have that when you play it on the go through cloud. That's just an option for other people that don't want to buy a console, that just want to play a game from time to time, or that in their country, perhaps they can't afford to get the console because it's so expensive, or just a cheaper alternative for a casual market person that just want to play games once in a while. That's what that's there for. That's not to replace the hardcore or the people that play on actual consoles or on actual PCs. That's not what that's there for. So again, I don't understand why you're so threatened by something that doesn't affect us in any way. In the contrary, it benefits us because they're still going to make money off these people, and that money is going to go right back into the Xbox ecosystem and allow them to keep making more games, bigger games, and better deals with third party. Like, this is why we're going to be able to get deals like Blade, like Indiana Jones, right? Because those are big IPs that are worth a lot of money, and they have to pay out money to license them out, right? And that's why we're able to get these games, because they have the money to do it, right? In Sony's case, they don't have to pay out as much as Microsoft, because Sony has a stranglehold with Disney, for example. They own the Spider-Man movie rights. So Spider-Man and the movie rights are a big deal to Disney, right? So until that doesn't end and it reverts back to Disney, they're going to keep sucking up and kissing Sony's ass, because they need Spider-Man in the movies some way, somehow. And that's why they keep sucking on them and kissing their butt. That's why they keep giving them deals. And that's why they said, oh, yeah, you can make Wolverine, or you can make this, or you can make that. But if those games don't do well and they start to fail or plateau, or they become, superhero fatigue, right? That license situation with the movie rights will revert back to Disney, and then you'll see that they won't be able to, probably even to afford it, because they won't be able to pay what Disney asked for to license out games, especially when it comes for Star Wars games, or when it comes to like Marvel hero games that that they own now, right? So people don't understand that. Microsoft paid for Blade probably more than Sony's ever paid to Disney for any superhero game that they've made in their whole lifetime of existence. I guarantee you that Microsoft paid way more just to make that Blade game, or get the license to make that Blade game. I guarantee you. Because they don't have to suck on Microsoft, because Microsoft don't own nothing that they want. Sony does. That's the difference. People think, oh, it's because they love Sony, they're the best. No, that's not what it is. Because they know Sony got something very precious to them that they want back, and they can't get it back just like that. So they got to play their cards right. It's that simple, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then again, he bought, this dude, he says Microsoft's main priority now is Game Pass, then PC, and then the console.
I mean, how is that their main priority if they're still bringing out games that are new and new IPs? Everything is the priority. Everything. They're just not concentrating only on the console. That's it. Because the console doesn't make them money. Consoles don't make no company money until maybe 4 or 5 years in the generation.
Right.
And by that time, it's already irrelevant, because you're getting more money from the software anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
So they're not concentrating.
I try to tell
they're
them that.
Still going to make it. Okay, if they didn't give a shit only about Game Pass, then why the fuck do they have 3 other Xboxes offerings that they just announced for this holiday season? They just announced a Series X digital. They just announced a white version of the Series S digital with the 2 terabyte or the 1 terabyte, and then the Galaxy Series X with the disk drive with 2 terabytes. If they didn't give a fuck about anything else, why the fuck they just announced those 3 consoles?
Yeah.
I would love to know the answer. What do you think, that the R&D for that don't cost them money? That stuff is for free or recycled? No, because even if they recycle, it's still money they spend. Microsoft is concentrating on everything: cloud, services, doing deals with other companies like NASA, hospitals, military, with Apple, Amazon, all types of people, on top of the Xbox division, on top of the Game Pass, on top of the consoles. They're concentrating on everything because they're a world global market company now. They're not just video games. They're everything. They're all one entity. That's why they're trying to do deals with Paramount to see if they can, and Netflix, to see if they can do movies for these licensed games, because they don't have a movie division the way Sony does. That's all new territory to them. And what do you think? That when they pay for the Gears movie to be a reality, that's going to cost them $2? That's going to cost them millions and millions of dollars, because they don't have their foot on the floor when it comes to the movie division, which is another, in part of the industry of entertainment that a lot of politics are involved. A lot of politics.
Yeah.
And a lot of bullshit. Trust me, because I'm into movies heavy. So is 108. He could also vouch because he knows it. He's into movies as well. He could tell you.
Yeah.
If y'all trust one way even more because y'all know, y'all follow the brother, he can even tell you. He can vouch for me. He'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like the electronic market, same thing. A lot of politics when it comes to DVD players, receivers, actual TVs, all that shit. A lot of fucking business politics. There's nothing in this world that's not business politics. If that was the case, nobody will be making fucking money. But he said he bought one.
Huh?
Money if they can't.
Which one you reading?
He's saying, no, Xbox would lose money if their games weren't on PC. Why would they lose money? Why would they lose money? I mean, as far as I remember, when, let's say, Gears of War went onto PC, what it had, like 500,000 players versus Xbox, the console? 500,000 players ain't shit. Yeah, it's some money, but that ain't shit. It was just like Helldivers 2. It had like 500,000 players on PC. PC dudes don't pay more money than console dudes because they get discounts all the time. So now you're contradicting yourself. So which one is it? Either the PC makes more money or the Xbox console, because PC guys always get everything cheaper. Even the games, when they go buy it. When you bought a game like Recore, it was $30 on PC. When it was on Xbox, it was, let's say, $50. It's always been that way because all their games are DRM. They're not like ours. That means you can buy the game, install it maybe 3 times, and that's it. After you install it 3 times, you can't install it no more. You would have to buy and pay another code just so they could reinstall the game. See, that's how I know you guys don't know shit about PC. You guys be bugging. You're just talking because you hear articles, but you don't really know what you're talking about. Y'all don't know what PC's like. Microsoft will not lose money if they weren't on PC. Absolutely not. They'll lose a little money, but not the way you guys think, where they'll be crippled. Oh my God, we can't do shit. They're just using the PC market because it's extra money. That's what they're doing. Just like Sony's doing. They're using the PC market to make some extra money because their console alone is not sustaining them.
It isn't.
You see? But on Xbox, it's being
so.
sustained because not only are we paying for Game Pass, we're also buying more games because of Game Pass, because it gives you the freedom to try games out that you normally wouldn't try out and see if you like it, and you discover them. And when you discover them, you go and buy them to own them. Because another thing that you people keep forgetting, not every game that goes to Game Pass stays on Game Pass. The only ones that are there are Xbox exclusives. That is it. And some of them are not even in there because you can't play Crimson Dragon on Xbox, Game Pass. You can't play, I don't even know. I don't know if it's on there anymore. Like Marlo Briggs, I don't think he's on there either.
No, I don't think it is.
It's some shit. There's a few games that you can't play. I think it's Comic Jumper, if I'm not mistaken. The point I'm getting at, right? The point I'm getting at, I was telling my son the other day, he's like, oh, Bob, play on his PC. I said, let me see what Forza 5 and 6 looks like on fucking PC, because those are the ones that first came out, to see what they look like, with better resolution. He said, I can't. They're not on PC. I told him, let me see Crimson Dragon so I can see if I can play it on 60. I can't. It's not on PC. It's only on Xbox. So those are exclusive games only on Xbox consoles. Like Comic Jumper, you can't play it. It's only on Xbox. Like the Rare Replay, it's only on Xbox.
Yep.
So you got a couple of games that you can only play on Xbox, but you people won't talk about that. Everybody has a certain type of exclusive. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, that's on y'all. Forza Horizon 1, the 360 version, you can only play it on Xbox. You can't play it on PC. You know what I mean? Halo 5, you can only play it on PC. On Xbox. You can't play it on PC. PC had a multiplayer version called Apex, Halo Apex. But the actual game, you can't play it. So that's why y'all be saying, oh, Halo 5 sucks. Because you can't play it on PC? That's why you say that?
Probably.
See what I'm saying? So again, I don't know what other questions are on here, but yeah, that whole narrative thing, segment, that shit was driving me crazy.
What's
So
that?
it's gonna be too much money. I'm unsubscribing. So by your very logic, you're being flawed and being a hypocrite, and you're lying because you're telling me you'd rather go to the store, buy Mario Wonders for $60 or $70 versus going to get Game Pass for $20 and have access to over 400 plus games, almost 500 brand new games, not old games, not just old games, but brand new games, right?
Right.
Right? Playing at paying day and date, right? Like Flintlock, Path of the Goddess, Harold Halibut, right? Like Still Wakes the Water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the upcoming Avowed, Indiana Jones, Towerborn. You rather pay $70 for Stellar Blade for one game instead of paying $20, mind you, and have access to play all these games day and day, and all year, and all month long, and as long as you subscribe. Because if you subscribe, you're going to be able to play them anytime. And you really think that I'm going to sit there and believe that bullshit? Yeah, okay. Hello. Either you're dumb or you're stupid. You pick a pick. They're both stupid. They're both bad. Because that's how bad that shit sounds. There's no way in hell. And you can still own the game. Again, like I said, you just go buy it, right? You go buy the game, right? And when you buy the game, you can still own it and still buy it at a discount from the very first day it's released on Game Pass. It's that simple. So they're making money off of us both ways, from Game Pass and from games that we buy.
Ebot, did you read that?
But which one?
He said Stadia wants Xbox to be the king of third-party publishers. That's why he's pushing the PC, Fire Stick TV, Apple.
He's talking about. He's saying Satya. He's talking about Satya Nadella.
Yeah.
No, they're just trying to get the market on all angles. Why wouldn't you want to get a piece of the mobile market if it makes billions and billions of dollars a year? Right. The mobile market makes more money than any other market because of the fact that everybody in the motherfucking world has a fucking phone. Everybody in the world. How are we doing this podcast? I'm on a phone.
Right, me too.
Everybody has a phone. And they got people buying all types of games for $1, $2. Listen, if you have 2 million people buying games at $1, right? That's $2 million right there you're making off a game that's only $1. That's why they make so much money. That's why it makes so much money. It's the biggest market in the world. So why wouldn't Microsoft want a piece of that? That has nothing to do with consoles. That, again, that's just an added value and bonus for the Xbox ecosystem that is just going to make bigger and better opportunities for anybody on Xbox ecosystem. Will be able to play bigger and better games, and they'll be able to make bigger and better deals with third-party, independent, and secondary to AA studio developers. That's it. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to take away from nobody. They're just smart. That's why they keep making money. It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. Microsoft's not going to be like, we're not going to start making games for Xbox no more and for the console because we got the mobile space and we make money there. They're not going to do that. They're going to take everything they can get. It's called smart business. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't know if anybody told you, but, newsflash, it's called smart business. A little kid, 5-year-old playing Flappy Birds on his phone on Xbox through an Xbox ecosystem doesn't affect me on my console. That doesn't affect me. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So regardless, even though your statement has a point, right? It's not a bad point. It's a good point, and you're making it sound like it's a bad point. Oh, look, it's Other Zinc.
What's up, Zinc?
Look, see, Other Zinc agrees with me. Yeah, they're spreading the wealth. Absolutely. What do you think is going to happen when they get that Call of Duty on the Switch? All them people on Switch that refuse to buy Xbox or PlayStation because they're cultists to the brand, they're going to buy that Call of Duty and play it on the Switch, even if it runs 20 frames per second.
Yep, they are. They are.
And they buy it? So again, Microsoft got money coming out of everywhere. That's why I said the PC market won't hurt them in any way, shape, or form. The PC market is just extra money. And again, if you think I'm not true, it's all public record. Go look at Google search and see how much gamers bought Gears of War, the last one, right? Part 5 on PC. And I think it's the numbers is like either 700,000 or 500,000. That's it. Versus the Xbox console that's just sold millions, like almost 20 million units or 17 million units on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So again,
Most definitely.
it don't make no sense. These people try to act like people are stupid on Xbox and we don't know. Or the Xbox themselves is dumb and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. We've discussed this shit multiple times. If you're really an adult with an intelligent mindset, you'll understand that this is all positive. This is not negative. Do I want them to stay away and not give Sony exclusives? Absolutely. Sony can suck a big fat dick. I can't stand them. They don't deserve it. Especially how they've been treating Xbox since day one. But at the end of the day, Xbox knows that Sony's just a dying brand. So them giving them, let's say, a bone to lick, it's almost like them trying to be funny and saying, hey, look, you need us, but we don't really need you. If you look at it realistically, you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That's almost how they're treating the PlayStation. Look, go lick that bone, dog. You know how you give your dog the scraps after you finish eating? You lick the shit out of that bone. That's what they do to Sony, because they indirectly they're saying, well, we don't need you. We could give you games and we still will fuck you up no matter what.
Yeah.
That's realistically how you got to look at it. But it's the truth. It's a fact. It's a fact. And that was, I thought about it that way after Zink said that to me. It clicked. I said, you know what? It makes it actually makes sense. It's right. It makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I get it. It's hard. It's hard because we all have been used to, and we all have been accustomed to playing video games one specific way. But again, gaming is different today than it was 30, 20 years ago, right? Shit, even 15 years ago during the 360 era, gaming has changed too much. So in order to continue to survive and make money, you have to adapt. You have to evolve. It may not be something that we like or something that we're used to or something that we want specifically, maybe 100% and we agree with. We may not agree with it, but at the end of the day, they want to make money. And it is what it is. No company's out here not to make money. And as long as it makes money and we still can get good games no matter what, and they keep coming, then I think it'll be like when we first saw Game Pass and we were saying, what the fuck is Microsoft thinking? How the hell are they going to be able to afford this or that or that or this? It's going to be the same reaction long term. We're going to see and be like, wow, this is what they were thinking. This is what they envisioned. And now it makes complete and total sense. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I think is going to happen with everything else. It's going to be a cycle where we're not used to it, but once we understand it and see the results, we'll be like, fuck, it worked. They were right. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know why people are getting this little narrative of, oh, Game Pass is not sustainable. If it's not sustainable, then why the fuck did they keep getting all these games from different developers and companies on the goddamn service? Like, you think it's not sustainable. Because all y'all thinking is, well, you got to buy the game. You got to buy the game. You got to buy the game. Listen, if you buy the game, especially physically, the developers only make 35%. If you buy the game digitally, the developer makes 70%, and you cut out the middleman. So they make even more money. So either way, right, you cannot just say that. No, the next new Xboxes are not diskless. Nobody said that. That's a lie. No one said that was diskless. That was the rumor going on that they were making a console that was diskless, which was the Xbox Series X digital edition. So that if people that don't like buying physical games, they can still get the power of the Series X, but not have to buy a disc in order to play it. The digital consumers on Xbox only had one option, which was the Series S, right? But a lot of those people started to complain because they couldn't get the high performance of the Series X on some of the games. So they said, okay, let's give them the option. Let them get the power of the X without having to buy disc. And that's what they did. That's why they also gave the people that do like disc a new console with an actual custom theme on it and more terabytes in the console for memory space. That's why they did that. And then that's why they also did a white version of the Series S with the 1 terabyte for those people that don't like consoles just in black with the 2 terabytes. They can have a white one with 2 terabytes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all they did. They're just giving options. That's not going to hurt them in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
You know, like that narrative. Oh yeah, they said they're going to go distance. No one said that. Microsoft never. Sarah Bond never said we're working on our next console that's going to be 5 times more powerful and it's going to be distance. She never said that. Never said that. Never said that. And here's the real kicker. If you guys want to see a future that does not have consoles without disc, it's simple. Go buy the games physically when they come out. Because a lot of people love complaining, oh, they're going to have consoles with no disc, but they don't go and buy the disc. They don't go buy the physical copy. So if you don't want to see that happen, go buy the disc.
Right.
Go buy the physical medium. And I guarantee you, as long as you buy physical medium, that will never go away because they have to still cater to the physical medium, market. They still have to cater to people that buy physical because they still buy it and support it. So if you don't want to see it go away, go buy the physical games. Because people complain, but then they're the first ones that don't go buy the physical either. They'll buy it digital, talking about I bought the game. Yeah, but you didn't buy physical. So as long as Microsoft see that there's no need to continue to make physical games, they won't push it because nobody's buying physical games like that. Or not enough people are buying it. That's how they're going to look at it. It's going to be another business. They're going to be like, well, if only 2% of our audience is buying physical and 98 is buying digital, there's no point in making physical. Right now, it's like 15% buy physical and 87 or 89 or some shit or 85 buy digital. So in order for us to fix that, and in order for us to protect our physical consoles for the future, right? What do we need to do? Buy the physical copies.
Yeah.
That's it. It's that simple. We buy the physical copies, they'll continue to make consoles with disc. What I believe is going to happen is that they'll probably make all the future consoles digital, right? And they'll give us the option if you want a physical disc, you can buy an adapter where you can connect the disc drive, the way that Sony did with PS5. That's what I believe will happen. And Sony was the first one to do it because they also get most people buy digital on PlayStation as well, even though the fucking fan base of Sony are the loudest ones saying, oh, we buy our games, you guys don't. Yes, but you're still buying them digital. So if you're buying digital and not physical, it still defeats the purpose. It's still no point because what you're saying contradicts exactly what you're trying to say. If you're not buying it physical, then you're yourself helping eliminate the physical medium space. And again, physical medium is the only way, I'll say it again, the only way that guarantees us, the gamers and the players, full preservation of video game. That is the only guaranteed way to have a physical copy in our hands that we can play at any time, online, offline, no matter what. Now, if a game says online required, like, to be honest, Call of Duty, the best way to play is going to be through Game Pass. There's no reason to buy that game, even if it's digital. There's no reason, because the game is online only, all of it, the campaign and the multiplayer. So why would you purchase it instead of playing it through Game Pass, right? If the minute that those servers turn off and the new game comes out, they're going to turn those off and the game is going to be gone. It's going to disappear in magic, in thin air. The same way that Crossfire X disappeared in thin air. I learned my lesson. I paid $25 for each campaign of Crossfire X. Loved them, enjoyed them. I thought they were better than what people even gave it a shot. Overlooked. Many people didn't even buy it. And they're gone. They're no longer in the store. It says the content you own, it does no longer available. Right on my Xbox. I can never play the campaign anymore. So why buy it? If it says online only, why buy it? They're doing the same thing with the new test drive. No point in buying the game. Not physically, not digitally. Because once you buy the game, again, if it don't do well or if they turn off the service, it's going to be gone. Disappeared. Poof, in thin air. You're not going to own it. So prepare yourself. If you don't have any other option to play it, like let's say through EA's service or whatever, you're going to have to buy it to play it. And once they decide to turn it off because there's no longer enough traffic or not enough people are playing it anymore, they're going to shut it down and you're not going to be able to play it ever again. And that money you paid is in limbo. It got lost. You just paid for a rental, for a glorified rental. The way y'all claim that Game Pass is a glorified rental. When it's not. Because back in the day, we used to pay like $8 or $5 or $6 just to rent the game out for fucking 3 days on Blockbuster Video.
Yep. Yep.
And that was one game. One. And if you rented multiple games, you had to do like this crazy shit with your credit card, just in case if you didn't bring them back, they can charge your credit card. You were not allowed to rent more than 5 games. If you did, you would get charged.
Yep.
Because a lot of people would steal the game and never bring it back.
I remember that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh no, they don't know. We gotta educate them because they weren't there, a lot of them, so they don't know. Yeah, you're playing Phantom Blade, but that's all you're playing. And Phantom Blade again, right now, is just a time exclusive. Because he said it that he wants to bring it out to other consoles. He just brought it out to PlayStation for the moment because it's the leading console as far as sales. So the theory is that the sales are up and they're the highest on one platform, that more people are buying and playing there. But that's not the truth either. That theory is no longer valid. Because if that's the case, then why did Stellar Blade only sell 1 million copies if 50% of PlayStation players are still on PS4?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's 16 million PS5s, right, or 60 million, right, like they claim, that means not even 1 million people or only 1 million people on PS5 played the game. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or not even. That means only 500,000 because the other half played it on PS4. Unless it's only a PS5 game. That I don't know if it's only a PS5 game. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's cross-gen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else? What else we got here? Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You bought. I just bought a bunch of games on Xbox as well. So, what? I don't know what you mean. God of War. I got God of War Ragnarok. Okay. And Forbidden West. The same way I bought, Forza. I didn't even know I didn't have to. The same way I bought Hellblade and I didn't have to. The same way I bought Hi-Fi Rush, I didn't have to. The same way we bought Starfield, I didn't have to. I mean, you're acting as if we don't have an ability to buy games. So I don't get the point of the matter. And then he's talking about the Ultimate Alliance on PS3 when we then had Ultimate Alliance on Xbox. Man.
Mm-hmm.
And we could play those back compat for free with the old 360 games. We don't even got to pay for that. So your point is, I don't get the point. Are you telling us like oh, I'm having fun playing, or are you trying to act as if you got games more than Xbox? I don't get it. Please clarify that. That's why I hate texting because it doesn't clarify convey the emotion or
Right.
what they're trying to say. Okay, the same way they sold you the Last of Us remaster for just so you could play in 4K when the game is not even 3 years old, 4 years old. The same way they resold you Ghost of Tsushima just for 4K when the game is only like 3 years old. Like, come on, man, guys, you gotta stop. The Death Stranding
Oh,
PS5
I see
edition.
what he's saying. I see what he's saying. My point is, I believe in buying discs than playing digital.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted
All
you to
right,
confirm.
brother. All right, brother.
Because
We got you.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, and I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. You have to buy games physical. That is the only true preservation.
That's what we do. Yeah.
The only true preservation. Digitally, yes, on Xbox you have preservation in the sense that if you got your 360 back compat or your OG or your Xbox One, you can still play on the Xbox Series X. But if those games ever disappear, licenses, or anything goes wrong with your account, guess what? You're fucked. You can't get them. So either way, it's still not guaranteed preservation. I'm talking about the physical disc is guaranteed preservation of games, guaranteed, 100%. So yeah, I'm with you. I believe in physical medium as well because it is real preservation. I'll never have to worry about losing my movies, losing my games physically. Never would have to worry about it. And if I die the day that it is, God forbid, may He bless me, no time soon, right? My kids can stay with it. They can keep it. They can keep it for their future and give it to their kids' kids. And you see what I'm saying? As long as you take care of the disc and you don't have it somewhere where the temperature can fluctuate and ruin it, or you don't mess it up or something like that yourself physically by scratching it, and the disc continues to work, it'll last for the longest time. I mean, me and Sega, man, and I'm just speaking because of us, because of from our own experience. We have games that are from years and years ago, and other generations like 360 and Dreamcast and Sega Master System, old consoles, and they still work and they're perfectly fine because we take care of it. But that's real game preservation. That's the only real game preservation. And that's what I try to tell people. It's not that I don't respect people that like only digital. I get it. The convenience outweighs everything else in a lot of ways. But for me, as a consumer and as a gamer, not being able to have a 100% guarantee of protecting my game that I bought and paid money for, that alone would never convince me to do nothing but physical. Unless they have a way where they figure it out where you can always access it digitally by storing it in a thumb drive and you'll never lose it. The file will never get corrupted, something like that, then that's different. But until then, no, it has to be physical. I know people go, oh, you guys are fossils that don't want to let it go. No, you call me whatever you want. Guess what? When you have a blackout or there's some problems going on around the world and you can't access the internet, I will be able to play my games because I still have them physical. Oh, you can't do that on Xbox. Yes, you do. All you got to do is make the Xbox the home console. You make it the home console. Obviously, you got to do it before the blackout. But if you make it the home console, you'll always be able to play those games. You don't need the internet. Because they love saying, oh no, you can't play the games on Xbox. You gotta always be online. Not if it's the home console. If it's a home console, you're fine. It means you got to keep it as the home console. All of them.
Yeah.
At all times. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
Hey, brother Heap, I wanted to ask you. I know you sent me that trailer. Is that Double Dragon game? Is that coming out for Xbox?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Okay.
I hope physical, but yeah, it's coming out for Xbox. It's
Cool.
going up right there. Yeah,
I mean, that looks good. That looks good.
Well, it's funny how when Sega announces they're making a 3D Streets of Rage that's been long overdue,
Right.
now all these other companies going to want to do the beat 'em ups in 3D. I'm
Right.
not complaining. I'm not complaining because that's better for us. You know, I love 3D beat 'em ups, and we haven't had real good, high quality, 3D beat 'em ups in a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's some that I could recommend that are 3D graphics, but they're still like, they're still kind of 2D, 3D mix.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's something that one, G. Shh. Damn. Anyway, so, there's a few, right? Like the fucking Karate Kid games that were published by Geo Mills is called the company. Those
Yeah.
games, amazing. They have 3D graphics, but they play in 2D style.
Yeah.
But you can roam around, move around the whole plane any way you want. So it makes them feel more 3D than 2D. And the gameplay for those games are great. They're fantastic. And people don't really try them. So for me, I'm happy that we get more. We never used to get beat 'em ups all the time. Now we're kind of getting a lot.
I think that's great.
And it's a resurgence, which is good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's good. So probably don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Eat some mint chocolate because I feel, you know what I mean? Sugar free.
I've been buying a lot of games on the Xbox 360 store. I heard they're going to go on sale before it goes out. There's going to be more.
Oh, nice.
Where it drops more, like they'll drop more. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you buy?
No, I bought like 12 games, not on the 360.
Okay.
I bought them on the Xbox Series X with the ID at Xbox sale.
Yeah.
Because they had a bunch of games. The Gunk being one of them. If you never bought the Gunk,
I seen that. It was a good price.
It's $8.50 right now.
Yeah.
For all you guys that complain that games are too expensive, there you go. The Gunk is $8. If you wanted the 9 Monkeys of the Shaolin, $2.
$2, yep.
And you can play it online co-op. It's a fantastic beat 'em. That's what I was trying to tell you and send you a message, but I don't think you saw it.
I have it.
Yeah, but I sent you a message. I don't think you saw that. You're saying it. Let's play the 9 Monkeys of the Shaolin. Co-op.
We can. Whenever you're ready. Definitely can play that.
They got Final Vendetta. I did the video showing stuff.
What you
They
eating?
had the
Taffy?
RoboCop game.
Yeah. What you eating? Taffy?
Sugar-free chocolate. Sugar-free chocolates.
Yeah.
Well, I feel my sugar kind of going up and down.
Yeah.
I get a bag whenever I feel like the need.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on that 360 store because they said before it ends there might be bigger like stuff dropping more.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. The final days will probably have shit for like $1. Guarantee you.
Yeah.
And you know what's gonna happen. That store's gonna crash.
Yeah, it will.
You know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do a video. I'll probably do it today. I had it set up for days and haven't been able to do it. But I have my 360 set up for days to do a 360 countdown. You know what games I recommend that were really good, that probably people overlooked or didn't play.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it myself. Hopefully, people come by, stop by, and check it out. I hope they do. But I think it'll help out, a lot of people that may not know certain games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say.
You should.
I mean, I want to, because the thing is, I noticed a lot of people have done the video. You know, the usual suspects that you see out there, like the Spawn Waves or
Yeah.
like the RG3. You know what I mean?
Stand that dude.
All those dudes, when they do 360 store games or video, they always, even Metal Rock Jesus, even though he's cool people and everything, but they do the same thing. They mention the same fucking game. Oh, look, you can get Bray. This was great. Or you can get, Castle Crashers. This was great. But those are the same games over and over. When there's a bunch of games that were fucking fantastic that I know for a fact people never even touched or played or probably never knew existed, that I don't see in these videos. These guys don't put it in the videos. They just don't.
Nope.
So that's why I want to do the video. Hopefully, give a real gamer's perspective that plays all types of games.
Yep.
So what about you, my brother? How's it been? How's everything?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Everything's been pretty good, man.
Word?
Yeah, man. My son, we went. It was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, you know that what you got him? I got my daughter for Christmas too.
Did you see that?
Yeah. The Minecraft refrigerator.
Yeah, he likes that, bruh.
Oh yeah. My daughter wanted it, and what happened was when it was during Christmas time.
Yeah.
I guess there was some type of error in the system in Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Because that refrigerator goes for like $120, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it for my daughter for $45.
Damn. That's a good deal. That's deal to cent. That's real good.
So during Christmas time, they had some type of error on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where in the system they had it for like really low price.
Yeah.
And so I got it for him. And they were price matching. So if you went anywhere else that price match, you could have gotten it at Target for that same price.
Yeah.
Best Buys,
Yeah. Oh, you said they were price. You know what we did? We went there and we looked. She looked on the Target thing. She said, "Yeah, we can go to this one. They have one left. They have one Xbox fridge left." So we went there. It was that Minecraft one. It wasn't the Xbox one. It just says it. It said it was, but it was the Minecraft one. So
yeah, but do you guys have Walmarts by you in Pittsburgh?
Huh?
You guys got Walmart stores out there?
Oh yeah. We got one up here where I live at. Yeah.
If you go look at Walmart, hold on, brother. Oh, hang up. Hold on.
Hebot will be back, guys. We're gonna close it up soon because I gotta get something to eat. But I want to thank you guys for joining us. It was great. But we're gonna close up here. I just got your message, Tuck, but I'm about to close it up, man. This was a short pop-up podcast, brother. We're going to do another podcast soon, where it's longer. But I'm going to get Brother Hebot back in here. We're going to end up closing up, man. I got to get moving. I got stuff to do, get ready for work tomorrow. But let me get my Brother Hebot back in here real quick.
Yo. Yeah, sorry.
Yo.
Sorry, every time I get a phone call, it drops the mic from me being in the podcast. So I have to mute myself, and then after I mute myself, then come back in after I answer the phone call. That's why I have it. My wifey was calling. That's priority number one.
You better answer.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yo, hold on. Let me read this comment if you don't mind. Can I read this?
Go ahead.
It says, I collect old Xbox games physical. But I do not understand why games are digital. Also, I install games anyway. If I want to have digital games, I have Game Pass Ultimate because I'm not really buying them. Okay. Well, to answer that question of as far as that, you don't understand why about you said I don't understand why games are digital also. Well, the reason why they went to the digital front, right, is because during the 360 and PS3 era, and this is to you, David, um, a lot of studios, I don't know if you remember, that made some games, especially like newcomer studios. They were making games and they had to close down the studios shortly after because they didn't sell well, right? And the biggest problem and perpetrator because of this is because you have a like I was saying earlier, there's a third man when you're selling physically, right? So if you are selling a physical copy, you have to pay Walmart, Target, Amazon, you know, entertainment, whoever sells video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even GameFly for that matter, because they rent games out and they buy by bulks. So that means they take a cost loss no matter what because they're also buying by bulks. And they got to give these companies a different price because they're buying by bulks.
Yeah.
So if games sell at $70 or $60, which they were in the 360, they were 60. The developer was only making a retainment of like 35%. So if a game sold, let's say 2 million copies and the games were selling at 60 and they only made $130 million, the developer would only get 35% of the 130 million as opposed to a bigger chunk. And this created a big issue. Plus, GameStop played a big part in this. For example, because GameStop, you would buy a game one day at $60. Then, if the person didn't like the game or the players, right, and brought the game back and traded in, GameStop would only give them, let's say, $25, $30 tops for a brand new game. And then they will put it back up on their shelf the very next day after you traded it in for $5 off the real market price. So if the game was 60, they sold it for 55. But that money they sold it for, the $55, that didn't go to the developers. That went to GameStop's pocket directly. No one else got money from that. So even though they were ripping off the gamers. That's why they always push so hard. Buy or use games. Buy or use games. We'll give you guarantee. Buy or use games. Because that money goes to GameStop directly. Which is kind of hypocritical because they're always complaining about Game Pass. Now they complain about Game Pass because Game Pass has taken away the power Game Pass took away the power, right?
Mm-hmm.
From GameStop to rip people off. That's why they don't like pushing the Game Pass because it's all digital through Game Pass and they can't rip people off by saying, yeah, buy this game for $55 even though you just bought it, yesterday for 60 and traded it in and now you got to buy it again for 55. That was the whole thing with the DRM that Microsoft wanted to do with Xbox One. The Xbox One was that it was going to be that if you bought a game new and it got traded in, and let's say you bought a used copy, the game was basically a unactive disc. So GameStop could only sell you that disc for like $15-$20, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you put it on your console, right, to play it, if it was a Ubisoft game, for example, or if it was a Sega game, for example, or if it was an EA game, they would charge you a activation fee. So you would pay, let's say 10, maybe 15, maybe $10 or $5 even to activate the game, and the game was automatically yours and you had access to it.
Yeah.
But GameStop couldn't rip you off for a used game. And then the developers themselves and publishers would make the money because you're paying them the activation fee to actually play the game. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That was the whole idea behind DRM. It was to protect and save the developers. So to make a long story short, David Cohen, that is why they changed to the digital market. Because when you buy a game digitally, It says it right there when you look at the thing too. The developer gets automatically 70% of the profits. Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo get 30, and they get 70. So if they sell 2 million copies, they get 70% out of that 130 if it's the game is $60. Or if it's 70, right? They get the full 70% profit out of 140 million. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a way bigger pot of money for them, and would protect them. It would protect them from losing money, and so they can keep their windows open, their doors open, and keep making games. That is the reason why a lot of these fucking games, Japanese games that you see, that don't really sell a lot. That's why they're able to continue to keep making games, because they don't spend a lot of money to make them, and they sell them for a big high profit value, right? And even if it's sold, let's say 5 million or 1 million units, or 10 or 2 or even 2, or let's say even 700,000 units, they still make a profit because it's digital, right? And they're getting money digitally, so they're getting 70%. So they still can make games. You see? And that's the reason why. Like Remedy's still surviving because at first during the 360, their games didn't sell, so they were almost going bankrupt, right? If it wasn't Microsoft to help them to develop and publish and take the bill for, Alan Wake 1 and for Quantum Break and the DLC they made, right? The New Nightmare, whatever the hell it was called, they would have closed down. That's why they became a publicly owned company, meaning multiple companies paid money and bought them. So if, let's say, if Microsoft wanted to buy them to acquire them, they would have to pay all the 10 companies that have stake in them, that ownership. They have 10 companies that have ownership of Remedy. Microsoft will have to pay them all a certain amount that they're happy with and that they agree upon in order to acquire Remedy. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? And that's how they've been able to make a game, even though it didn't sell a lot, like Alan Wake 2, and now they're re-releasing it physically to see if people buy it physically, because the problem is when you only see digital games like Hi-Fi Rush, right, like the Gunk, like Alan Wake 2, the casuals that are not on social like us, or that don't watch podcasts, or they're not into it heavy like us, they don't know those games exist unless they buy a console or unless they check the store. And the likelihood of that is very low and very slim. But if they see that game box in the store, right? Like somebody, like, let's say, like, I don't know, like my wife, that doesn't really pay attention like that. But if she sees it in the store and is going to go buy it for one of our kids, they're going to notice the game box and oh, what about this game? You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that's what brings up the engagement that way, because it brings the awareness. Oh yeah, this game exists. Oh, this is on Xbox. I didn't know that. That's why I said that celebrating, games not coming, especially their multi-plat to Xbox, like it's a win for Sony and Nintendo, just shows how ignorant you are as a gamer. Because the more you want more people to play, because the more people that play it, and the more chances of it selling more copies, the better it is for future releases, whether it's a sequel or whether it's treasure hunts like arcade games that never came out, to be able to come out for the first time natively so that we can own it on our new generations of consoles. Because going forward, we already know everything's going to be forward compatible. Whether it's Nintendo, whether it's Sony, or whether it's Xbox, we're going to be able to play them. So once we own it natively, it's a win-win for us. But that's why you saw also a company like the developers who did Murder Soul Suspect on Xbox One and PS4. They brought the game out that day when it released during launch. And that very same day they launched the game, they announced that they're closing down their studio, because all their money went to the game, and they had to pay out to the publisher and, like, share the expenses of whatever they made profit-wise. But the game didn't have enough sales, pre-orders, or sales on the first day, so they had to fucking close down their studio the same day they released the game. You know what I mean? Mm. So that's why they've been pushing digital, and that's why digital has become such a big thing. Because people embraced it because of the convenience, but at the same time, it has helped a bunch of developers within the industry to make more money and not have to be scared of, oh man, we got to close down, because they're making money. They're making actual profit now this time around, you know? It's a shame, but this started on the 360. That's where it all started. And that's why they pushed it harder, you know, on the Xbox One and PS4 generation. And that's why Phil said in that podcast that he did, where everybody tried to, you know, change his narrative of what he was saying, when he said, we just lost the biggest console generation that we could have ever lost, because that was the biggest generation of consoles that transitioned from physical to digital. So if your person bought a PlayStation with 500 or 800 games, they ain't gonna just buy an Xbox for one game and rebuy their whole library of 800 games on the Xbox. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
It's just not gonna happen. They're gonna go buy the game on Xbox and buy a few games, and that's it. But they're gonna mostly spend their time playing on a PlayStation, because that's where their library is. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what he meant when he said that. It wasn't that he was admitting that, oh, they kicked our ass. No, that's not what he was saying. What he was saying is that they lost in console sales, and it hurt them in the sense that they can't convince those people to go buy an Xbox for one game. That's why they want to get out to other markets like the mobile market. So we'll go back again full circle. That's why they wanted to get out to the PC market, to capture the interest of people that perhaps are not on PlayStation or that are not on Nintendo, to bring them into the Xbox ecosystem. And by doing that, they will be part of Xbox, and it will help Xbox division, for the gaming division, to grow and get bigger.
Right.
That's why. I know that was a long-winded answer, but that's why digital has been more prominent. You see?
Yeah.
So, brother, hold on. I got to kind of step out real quick, like flash, get out. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But, you know, I can't really, like, give my outro, so I got to kind of split. But thanks for having me on, brother. Give me a call later and we'll talk. Guys in the chat, thank you for the engagement. Thank you for talking, the questions. I hope you guys don't get offended. I'm just trying to talk to you. Keep it real. Keep it 100. I'm not a hateful person at all. Trust me. I just like being straightforward. I don't sugarcoat shit. That's it. I just like being straightforward.
That's right.
But thanks for the engagement, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, all right?
Peace, brother Hebot. Peace, brother Hebot. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I want to thank and Rain. Thanks for sliding through, brother. I really appreciate you, Rain G4. Been part of the Xbox community since day one. Big shouts out to Rain G4. Dave Cohen, thank you, brother. As always, please come back. And we are Venom. You can always come back, man, and give your opinions. I have no problem with that. Sorry, guys, I'm eating. As long as you're not going to be a troll, man, you're welcome to come back and chop up game with us, man. We can agree to disagree, all right? Both of you guys can come back. Thank you, Adam Butt. Adam Butt. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. If you want to come back, please come back and join us on a podcast. To my brother, Other Zinc, thanks for sliding through, brother. Always giving Sega Man support. He's part of our podcast, our whole ecosystem of true diehard Xbox fans. Brothers, thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate you coming, man. I really appreciate that. And guys, I'm gonna get going here. And thanks for to Dragons, 108 Dragons, sliding through, always giving me support. Please go check out 108 Dragons channel. Does great content, great podcasts, unboxings, so on and so forth. Go check him out. Go check out The Unlimited Truth with my brother Unlimited Productions, which is always on fire. Please support my brother Unlimited and check him out. Go check out the XWO, Xbox World Order with my brother 100 with Flip the Script Flip Money, that just came in here and rocked out with me. He came in here to say what's up, give him support.
Shouts out to all you guys, man. Thank you for coming. I'm going to get out of here, man. Xbox for life, brothers. We don't die, we multiply. And remember, baby, we're eating good over here. And there's always, remember this, there is no power greater than X, guys. We'll see you soon with another podcast. Peace.